I blew it. Typical me. Thought I was edging the numbers the right way, but I was actually going back asterisks. I was stopping at 25 because I didn't want to go to 8, which is infinity. Why? Should have gone to 26. Roll by the numbers. People are mystified by that. I mean, you think by numbers? I mean, are you sure that that's the correct way to go? I mean, nobody really seems to think by numbers, really, do they? Not. It's in The Day the Earth Stood Still when him and the scientist, Klaatu was talking to who? Professor. And they were scribbling the code on the wall. Well, I think it's this, and I think I find this well enough to get me to get my shit, get the hell out of here. Capiche? I want to be here 1 minute more than I have to be. you fuckers are crazy. Klaatu had a tussle, did he not? Well, Klaatu, we decided you have to stay in this god-awful facility till we know exactly what the fuck we're going to do with you, and you ain't got any choice in the whole fucking deal. Probability of that right now is like, okay, right here and right now. Could be. Not 100% certain. But the whole energy about them saying, you know, the myth that the military has the tightest security you can be subjected to. Well, Klaatu didn't roll with that now, did he? So what were they saying? Just invert that or revert it or intert it, whatever you want to do. I'll leave that with you. Lucy! Explain to them what the fuck I just said. God damn it, Lucy! Why do you think I married a white woman? To tell these fucking people what I just said. God damn it, Lucy. You always fucking what the hell are you talking about? Propaganda value of the balls. The balls. There's Lucy, there's Ricky. The balls. What do they call themselves? Lucille Ball. Not the Ricardos. Oh my God. You Cubans. Oh, I did not know. Oh, thank you for that. How can a bloodline like Ricky Ricardo, I think it was connected to the Bacardi fortune. Those guys have been ruling for centuries on slave labor, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, you astutas and academia land. Sounds like a nerd. But anyway, the even close and maybe accurate. And well, I didn't quite get that. You see, it wasn't exact and it wasn't dated correctly, and it wasn't resource efficiently enough for our taste. Therefore, it's completely illegitimate and should be prosecuted. Fucked over. Capiche? The scene in The Goodfellas. When Lane was called to his shop, she knew her ass was in deep shit. No, I don't need no free shit now. I gotta go. I gotta go. Oh, great shit. It was great. And that guy that played, the younger kid, I forget his name now. I'm not too happy with him. He's running evil fantasy shit. Evil fantasy shit. That island thing, that island prison, they sent all the stuff there, and they, it's like, well, the message was, as soon as you parachute in or fly in or whatever, they put you on this really hot spot, and every cannibal in the area is hungry. Really? Ray Liotta, that fucker. Sorry, Ray. Sorry. And that kid in the Bronx Tale, look at what he did. He came undone. I'm not sure that wasn't a setup either. He was probably covering for a brother. You know, you come up with kids that, you know, they teach you how to do things. I think 7 years old or 6 maybe. There was a kid in my neighborhood around my grandfather's house on Sterling Road in Bakersfield, and somehow or another, well, he would hang out in the store, which was about I want to say 50 feet down from the house, maybe more like 50 yards. 50 yards, sorry. Well, yardage uses things, type of trackers. But anyway, I go down and get him a twisted cotton bowl, and he'd always give me money on the side to get whatever I wanted. And I get. You want to know a little bit about inflation? They used to give us about like this. Here, big hunk bars that big, and the Snickers were like that big, for like a nickel. You can't touch even a medium-sized one now for less than $1. Oh yeah, there's no inflation. It never has been, never will be. But the dollars that we sucked out of you previously are now worth much less than when you gave them to us in the first place. And had you not having to give it to us, you would have had that money set aside in a 401k or whatever, and you would be extremely wealthy now. The only problem is that when you're extremely wealthy, you're the target of every predator, needing, seeking, wanting, desiring, must got, get, depriving people of their assets, attorneys. Woo. Let the feeding begin. Let the feeding begin, Joseph Bravo and company, and all of his acolytes, and always so well thought of in the legal community. Yet here's a man that defends both landlords and tenants at the same time. Now, in felony aspirations, that is a criminal trust violation. We're supposed to trust you not to lie to us about what it is that you're doing so that you can steal our assets. Divorce, probate court. Watch Bleak House. Watch Bleak House. Don't believe me. Charles Dickens was high line, high vibration, powerful bloodline. His mission was to let us know how the game is perceived. And you can choose to play or not, but you have to get to a point where you can say, I do not consent to your tyranny. I'm there now. I no longer, excuse me, wish to consent. Okay, just a second. This is an oath. I no longer wish to consent to tyranny. I no longer want to play in that field. I no longer choose to choose you to thump me, bump me, ridicule me, make me feel less than, make me feel hunted, and ooh, they say karma is a killer. Ask them cats in Manila when the U.S. left and left the economy, the economy, the economy, Vampire, the economy in chaos. Muckles taking the billions. Adnan Khashoggi shuffling about. Had a private jet loading the gold without doubt. Let's transfer some real assets here, and we'll bury it deep. Only the selected few can keep Imelda. Well, you'll see, I have access to a fortune.
I would like to have 50,000 pairs of shoes, the most fabulous dresses, and I would like to be create my own soirees where everybody must come upon threat of death, or acolytes, of course, and they must support us in everything that we do. If they do not support us in everything we say they should do, well, repercussions must follow. Hey, Marco says, crank up the fucking army. Let's go kill some of those people that they think they have some kind of freedom or some shit like that. Fuck that. Let's go whack. Rambo. We will Rambo you. We will Rambo thee. We will Rambo you up a tree. Gotta watch out for that too. He can go aerial on you if he wants. Rambo. Really? This is the propaganda. Oh my God. Oh, this is too tight. This is propaganda value of Rambo. They showed you a cat that didn't have much sense. Oh, you fuck over me here and you fuck over me there. I'm gonna fuck over you everywhere. Oh, well, I thought he was a Green Beret. Oh shit, he's a Green Beret. That's why he was able to kick our ass in 5 seconds. I didn't know. Don't fuck with a Green Beret. Is that the message? This is the inversion. They made the hero an absolute predator. Absolute. Uh, I got this 50 caliber here. I got a belt that lasts forever. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Let me go blow some shit up here. What do you say? I blow this little fucking down up. We paid for it. When I heard that story, I was going, holy fuck. They exploded a town in Canada somewhere, paid for it, and exploded it. If you want to know how serious they are about their propaganda, there it is right there. Can you imagine going in and blowing the shit out of what seemed to be a pretty nice little community? If you're up in the mountains, I mean, it seemed to be established. I mean, they had the gun store, they had, the hardware, they had the drug, they had, but what they should not have had was this monstrous fucking police station. It should have been maybe, I don't know, one door type of thing. And you go down, you sit in these chairs, and all the cops got to sit on benches. And, you sit in the chairs, and they call you for it, and you negotiate your contract with them honestly without them lying to you and telling you that if you say anything, it'll be held against you, giving you your right to remain what? Silent. Giving you your right to remain silent. When everything in the law of scripture says that remaining silent is a form of assent, which means it's okay with you. So from thenceforth, notwithstanding, subject to, you are now in a slave contract. Wow. I have a mix. Or no, I put it in a. I put my kefir. I've got about 2/3 of this. I think I showed it to you. My Trader Joe's apple cider vinegar bottle. I soaked those. Get the label off, so I have a clear bottle. It's still got the. That's kind of interesting about vinegar. I didn't know this. I do now. But it has vinegar aftertaste in it, even when you clean it really well, which I do. Still got the aftertaste, which is okay. Because guess what I put in it? Kefir. They're very similar. One is, I'm not sure which one is higher tone than the other. Is it the vinegar that's higher vibrational value, or is it the yogurt? What about a mix? Instead of being down here on the two separations, which are oftentimes made to do, well, let's separate the energy because if you put it together, it'd be too powerful. Yeah. Like people actually coming together on their creative energy fields and having a nice fortune of creation. The Horn of Cornucopia? Shangri-La? La 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 la. Wonder if that's where they got the idea for LA. La 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 la. Shangri-La. Hmm? LA? I don't know. If you take the time out of it, it's in the Time Machine with Rod Taylor. He gets into the Morlocks and all the time shifting things that go on. He's jumping around the time track, and they're showing you, well, this is what can happen if you venture into the wrong time at the wrong time. You'll get these beasties that think you're meat. Come on board. They need a tasty morsel. It's all right there. Archon brothers and sisters. It doesn't have to be in total imagery of a dragon. Doesn't. Vampires, werewolves, Frankenstein. Wouldn't want to be in Carolina. Hey, did you hear the brothers up in the hills? Maybe. Hey, did you hear that there was some bitch going around here, sticking his teeth into the women and making them sexual slaves? Did you hear that one? Well, geez, I don't know. It's like it's different. This, different that. Every time they run shit like that, you're going, "What the fuck happened? Why do I got to believe that a vampire is any more or less valid, or any more deadly, or any more what ridiculous than any other thing you can think of?" Dracula. I met him right over here at the. It's now. I think it went from. It went from. I'll do a shout out on the changes around here. Fuck them. I mean, if they can't take a joke. It used to be Arco. Then it went to USA. And I think it's now back to Arco or 76. So they have a gas station dance around here that's rather mystifying, to say the least. Because sometimes you go into one and you don't know what to expect, whether it's a Slav or an Indian or a Pakistani or a Kazakhstani, or you don't know. It's just a swirl. Well, who am I actually doing business with here? We got the American locos. They got the American locos. Yeah, the loco. Yeah. That's what you guys mean. Loco. That's what. That's it. Got you. Thank you, my brothers. Thank you. I got it. Thank you. Yes, we are fucking loco. Intended to be so. I would say everything is at play. You create this, you create that. Pity, 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 pat. And then you say, well, I didn't really create that. You see, it was like this other fellow over here said that he created it, and I grabbed onto his ass and I said, well, I'll take some of that. Captain America, maybe. Got them wings, remember? When I find my ice pick again, I'm gonna. You'll see. That would be a treat. Right now, again, I'll say both of my Welsh Harlequins are shedding, and I've got another duck, Daniela. She's shedding a bit, but my birds are shedding as well. I'm starting to get feathers from Gert, and I think some from Blackie. But they're gray. They're gray dark, gray black, and they alternate. They're wonderful feathers. It's on. It's on here. Let me see if we can spot one. Just so I'm not talking out of school. Okay, here it is. One of those is on here, but not two. But I got a couple in tonight that I'll put on. That's what I'm doing. When this came in, this was a 2 a.m. I was not stoned. Now I got the rear view of the hat. It was on the front before. And I've got the tassels coming down. And I get a nice back massage with those. It's a nice those stones are warm and they roll nice. And when they hit my back, it's like, oh, somebody's with me. Feels good. That's one of my jujus right there. I said I got that back in the 70s. I've had it. It's been in various boxes, metal boxes, this, that, and the other. And somehow or another, through all of my chaos of letting things go and setting up scenarios where I knew they were going to go, and I just didn't want to be creating it anymore. This was in Kung Fu. Don't let your things rule you instead of you ruling them. How much do you actually need to live your life? I mean, if you had every appointment, every nut and bolt, every machine that you could ever want to do anything that you wanted, and have enough uh, power to draw others into your circle and have them help you create as well. If you want a good definition of success, that's one. Being able to draw to you co-creators. And they're taking the chance with you having the lead, like the Virgin Mobile guy. He is a sorcerer. And what makes you think that he didn't know what was coming to him? What makes you think he didn't know? Perhaps, perchance, think the dance. Is it possible that someone could be so revolutionary that their thoughts were akin to chaos revealed? Question: if the chaos is revealed in all of its parts, that you can see before you the mechanisms by which you are controlled, thereby creating your chaos, your inner turmoil, your confusion, your incapacity to take on new life, new life, new life. Would that not be a much better creation? New life instead of old or dying or dead life? What was it? Wherever, this is, some of you will know this energy. Wherever you focus your intention, whatever you create to focus to. It's Hubbard. Yeah, Hubbard, sorry. He had this. The perspective of viewpoint is the viewpoint of perspective. God, trying to get through that stuff was like, holy shit. He's got me looking here, looking there, he's got me looking everywhere, and if I don't have the right viewpoint, well, fuck, I'm fucked. Well, you didn't perceive it correctly. Flunk. Hubbard refined it. You're fine. The information is followed religiously by the occult. That's how they communicate with themselves. It's like, okay, we're going to tell you that if you create this particular part of the program, that the result will be this, this, and this. So how are you going to choose which one you're going to run with? Well, I don't know. It'll work itself out, I'm sure. A really good play on that one is the end of the sixth happiness or something like that with Ingrid Bergman. Oh my God. Ingrid is a sorceress. She always was and always will be. And let's not ever forget Marlene Dietrich in those oh so tights, all legs, black leather, top hatted, tucked shirt, ass flowing, juices rolling. The bar was happy. They were selling drinks. Thank you, Marlena. Thank you. We're coming on today Oh, ese es our. Let me see what we got here. It's 2501. Mon cher. That's what Truffaut called Hitchcock. Mon cher. Or cher. Mon chéri. Well, ain't that kind of. Some feller calling another feller mon cher. Ain't that kind of homosexual kind of energy? So the fuck what? They're creating each other. They're saying, well, yeah, I recognize you. You recognize me. And we have many things to speak of together, don't we? Isn't it exciting? Isn't it ironic? Oh, that song. I love that song. Isn't it ironic? She outed it right there. She gave you the differences right there. Well, you can be a total fuck up, but on the other side, you're singing to millions. Really? What's her name? Oh, I love her. God, to even get close to a gal like that. Oh, man. When I ran into that kind of power, I freaked out. I said, oh, man, I couldn't stand with a chick like that. But anyway, okay, here we go. I'm on 36, I think. Let me look. Oh, man, we're rolling, scrolling. 26. Okay, I'm out of here. Be right back.